Hey friend, Roger Christopherson here again with another Overlooked Gems, and I'm really excited to babble today about Shaw Blades and their album they have called Hallucination. In case there's anybody out there who doesn't know who Shaw Blades is, I'm talking about Jack Blades, Night Ranger fame, Tommy Shaw, Styx fame, also together in the damn Yankees with Ted Nugent and Michael Corleone, I believe, was the drummer in that band. And when that band ended, the damn Yankees I'm talking about, Shaw Blades decided to keep going, and I'm glad they did, because this album, when this thing came out, I couldn't stop listening to this thing. I can't even tell you how many times I listened to this album, and I didn't skip songs. It's one that I fell in love with instantly. I actually really like the damn Yankees. I actually was lucky enough to see them in concert. They played with, what was the show that they did with Bad? They did like a duel. It wasn't like an opening act. I can't remember who played first. It was Bad Company and them, and I can't remember which one played first. But it was funny because the bass player who was playing with Bad Company at that point in time ended up producing the band I was in. He ended up producing our album. That was Paul Cullen. So it was a pretty cool thing there. And anyway, back to this album. It's called My Hallucination. It doesn't really sound like damn Yankees because, you know, without Ted, they kind of didn't go for the hard rock, like even though their biggest song was a ballad, but they didn't really go for the hard rock on that one. They went for more of a I don't even know how to explain it, like just a song-oriented feel. Like every single song on here is written by these guys. I'm trying to read the credits here real quick because, as always, I have it on cassette because this is when this thing came out, and I can't remember the year this thing came out. I can't even read it on here. Yeah, I cannot read the date on this thing. So, not sure what year this. So here it is, '94. This thing came out, and yeah, on the rest of the instrumentation, they got Jack Blades, vocals, bass, doing some percussion, acoustic guitar. Tommy Shaw, of course, is singing. Guitars, keyboards, and some percussion. They got Steve Smith on drums. I had actually forgotten that. Holy moly. And they got Michael Corleone on drums, so I was right about that. And some tones. This is, I remember this. They have, I think his name is Joe Danzig, and they have him listed as professor of guitar tones, etc., etc. And I remember listening to this album, the guitar tones were so cool that they actually gave him special thanks for that. And I took notice of that when I first had this album, because the sounds of the guitars changed, you know, consistently through this album. But they have some of the coolest tones. Like they have that really clean, crunchy tone going on in a lot of the songs, and the acoustic sounds on this are just phenomenal. And I really like that style of guitar playing that Tommy does on this, where it's just it's loose feeling. It's kind of a mix between clean and distorted. It's like a really cool, crunchy, very tubular sounding tone, almost like a Stevie Ray Vaughan type tone on a lot of the stuff. But it mixes up every song. I do remember that very clearly when I first got this album, how much I enjoyed the sound of the guitar and all this. Just some of the the highlights on here. I mean, every song is a highlight, I guess. My Hallucination, of course, is just a kick butt rocking song. I'll Always Be With You was kind of like, it didn't rock as hard as the first one. I remember that a lot of these songs are kind of mid-tempo and on the lighter side. And I remember when I first got this, they went right into a song that wasn't really hard rock at all, right after a hard rocking song. I remember this kind of a little bit weird, but it works somehow. That one's a cool song. And Jack Blades sings a little differently on this too. I mean, Tommy Shaw always sounds like Tommy Shaw, but Jack Blades' voice, he has this way of changing things up. He doesn't have quite the range like Tommy has, but he has this ability to change the tone of his voice to fit the song. It doesn't even sound like him to me on a couple different ones of these. And that was like one where he actually sang really different on. Come to Be My Friend, kick butt song. Don't Talk to Me Anymore, also a good song. But one of my favorite ones on here was I Stumble In, which is, I don't know, it's not really anything that hasn't been done before, but it's a very fun song, and it's got this almost a southern rock feel to it. Not quite, but it kind of starts to go down that road a little bit. And that one's a real fun one. Blue Continental, also a very good song. Down That Highway, that one being another fun one. How Are We Gonna Get Used to This? Another kind of a almost like a nice stumble in type feel to it, where it's got that, I don't know, it's a fun vibe to it. I don't remember much about The Night Goes On, quite honestly. I Can't Live Without You and the end, or how they end this one. I remember the end being kind of another just a fun, almost like a song you'd sit around a campfire type singing, partying, the end of the night type song. I don't know what else to say about this thing except it was fun. I said fun a lot, so if you guys are doing like the drinking game, where every time I say fun, you gotta take a shot, you might be really able to enjoy this album at this point in time. And if you haven't ever checked this out, this isn't the only one they've done. There's a covers one they did. I think there's one other one that they did together as well, but now I can't remember 100% for sure. But I know they did a covers one. Not quite as good as this initial one. This one actually has the sticker still on it from the store I bought it from, called The Wall. It was in our local mall. It's got the lifetime music guarantee sticker on it, whatever that means, but you're not going to need it, because I guarantee that if you were a fan of either one of these guys, Damn Yankees, you're going to enjoy this album. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, find it somewhere. I mean, eBay, Amazon, I don't know if it's got to be on YouTube or something, Spotify, I don't know, whatever. Wherever you get a chance to listen to this stuff, do yourself a favor, check it out, and of course, leave your comments on what you think about this if you've heard it, and like, share, and subscribe to keep this music alive. I would love to hear these guys get back together and do another one of these. That would be super cool. And there's a lost Damn Yankees album out there that's never been released that maybe someday will see the light of day. I know that everybody involved in it says it kind of sounds like crap, but still want to hear it. So anyway, until that happens, or until next time, we will see you.